Hello, and welcome to India Mobile Congress 2020. My name is Madeline Noland. I'm the president of ATSC, and I'm honored to moderate today's session on 5G broadcasting, from fallow to high throughput, opportunities for India to leverage ATSC 3.0 technology. ATSC is an international standards development organization. ATSC 3.0 was developed by ATSC members from across the globe. Together, these engineers sought to address key global trends in data consumption. Consumers' appetite for video and entertainment is relentlessly increasing. The Internet of Things and Industry 4.0 are emerging verticals with massive data needs, and the proliferation of devices, both fixed and mobile, is unmistakable. As a result, spectrum grows more and more valuable, putting pressure on regulators and spectrum users to employ new efficiencies. This can be achieved in two key ways. One, we can develop and utilize technology that maximizes spectrum capacity. And two, enable convergence across heterogeneous networks so that the right network is used for the right job at the right time. ATSC 3.0 effectively addresses both key needs. It's the most efficient one-to-many wireless technology in the world today, maximizing capacity of existing spectrum. And it is convergence ready, able to operate side by side with other wireline and wireless networks, allowing, for example, broadcast traffic offload to free up capacity in unicast networks. ATSC is now in its fourth year of commercial deployment in South Korea. It's reaching 70% of Korean households, and it's being rolled out in the US now, with the expectation that 75% of US households will be served by this time next year. ATSC is very happy to be closely collaborating with India. The ATSC India implementation team is dedicated to the Make It in India initiative, welcoming new innovations, products, and solutions for ATSC 3.0. ATSC is also pleased to have MOUs with TSDSI and with IIT Kanpur, and ongoing dialogue with Prasar Bharati. In fact, we are very excited to announce a new agreement with TSDSI that paves the way for ATSC 3.0 standards to be transposed to TSDSI standards. This will further ensure that it is India's engineers and stakeholders that mold and develop ATSC 3.0 to suit India's unique landscape. Today's session will explore opportunities to leapfrog broadcast technology, not only to serve its own growing needs for data in India, but also to become the gold standard for wireless network technology and spectral efficiency on the global stage. We have an amazing group of luminaries to explore this topic with you today. We will introduce our panel of experts to engage in conversation to further explore 5G broadcasting and ATSC 3.0. With these excellent perspectives in mind, we can begin our panel discussion. We have four incredible panelists, including Shashi Shekhar Vempati, CEO of Prasar Bharati; Parag Naik, co-founder and CEO of Sankhya Labs; Manish Vyas, President Communications M&E Business of Tech Mahindra; and Sesh Sima, VP of Advanced Technology of One Media at Sinclair Broadcast Group. I would first like to invite each panelist to briefly share their thoughts on 5G broadcasting and ATSC 3.0 as India and the US collaborate on state-of-the-art wireless technology. Perhaps we can start with Mr. Vempati. In addition to the keen insights you shared with us, I wonder if you could elaborate on a few points. For example, India Premier League season just concluded. Congratulations to Mumbai. I understand that potentially millions of people watched the playoffs on mobile phones. Do you think a converged system of ATSC 3.0 broadcast and LTE 5G unicast could improve quality of service during events like this?
Thank you, Madeline. My compliments to ATSC and the US-India Business Council for hosting this panel discussion. And congratulations to both ATSC and TSDSI for the MOU that you have signed recently. As you rightly pointed out, India as a market has been seeing increasing explosive growth of mobile data consumption. And a large part of this mobile data consumption is video. In fact, we have had some studies that have shown that the video consumption in rural India has surpassed on mobile devices, has surpassed urban India. And a large part of that is thanks to the events that you just now described, like IPL, which see astronomical levels of viewership. And today, all of that viewership is happening on unicast, as you pointed out. It's happening on the regular cellular networks, and we will soon hit that inflection point where the regular cellular networks will not be able to handle this kind of capacity. And I think this is where it becomes very interesting to look at technologies, emerging technologies like ATSC 3.0 and 5G broadcasting. If we could leverage the broadcast spectrum, the broadcast infrastructure, to directly reach mobile phones and smartphones and deliver the content that the consumers are looking for, I think we have a game changer here. And this is a challenge not only for the cellular operators, but more so for traditional broadcasters like Prasar Bharati. Today, we are increasingly seeing that a lot of the consumption of linear television has moved to smart devices. It's increasingly happening on smartphones, tablets, and smart TVs, and so on. So it becomes all the more challenging for traditional broadcasters to stay connected with the audience, to continue to engage with this audience, especially the young audience who are increasingly on mobile phones. So this is as much a need for the broadcasters as it is a need for the cellular operators. So at this intersection is this convergence that you're talking about between broadcast and the broadband internet technologies. And we are very keen to see how ATSC 3.0 and the emerging standards from 3GPP on mobile broadcasting can solve this problem and create this opportunity for both India and the United States.
Thank you, Mr. Vempati. Very much appreciate the insights, and I agree. I think that it is becoming an inflection point. And it's interesting because in India, with so many people watching video on direct to mobile, it sort of creates a special pain point, but a special opportunity for leadership. And we very much salute the efforts that are ongoing within India to work these. So I think that some of the innovation and innovators that Manish referred to is underway. And very excited about all of these opportunities, and such a pleasure to have Mr. Vempati with us, who is the primary service for the public in India. Just such a hugely important service to the community, and how best to serve that community during COVID and beyond is 100% the main mission. So we only have a few minutes left. And with our remaining time, I wonder if each of you could articulate basically your #1 goal for US-India collaboration on 5G broadcasting and ATSC 3.0. In other words, what is your brightest hope for this effort? Maybe we can start with Mr. Vempati.
Thank you, Madeline. And as you rightly pointed out, with every crisis comes an opportunity. And this crisis with COVID-19 was no different. One of the biggest challenges that India faced was to keep the schooling going, despite challenges with broadband access. So broadcast turned out to be a game changer in tele-education and education through radio broadcast to keep the knowledge, the learning, and the knowledge sharing going. And these are the kinds of use cases that we will look forward to when we see this convergence between broadcast and mobile phones happening. To your specific question on, what is the #1 priority? India and the United States are two of the world's largest democracies. They're also the largest markets in the free world for mobile phones and apps based on mobile phones. Shekhar rightly pointed out. Ultimately, it's going to be about apps. And the single most opportunity that I see is to create a ubiquitous experience, an app experience, by which one discovers and consumes these direct-to-mobile broadcast services. I'm reminded of the early days of 802.11b, when the Wi-Fi Alliance came about to create that ubiquitous experience. So it didn't matter whether you were on a laptop or on a mobile phone or any other device, you had a standard symbol for Wi-Fi and a very consistent way in which you could discover and consume services over the Wi-Fi network capability. So I think the moment calls for a similar sort of a global alliance, and perhaps India and the United States could take the leadership here to create this direct-to-mobile global alliance of sorts, which creates this ubiquitous experience and propels the convergence between mobile phones and broadcasting over the emerging 5G standards, leveraging technologies like ATSC 3.0. So that to me is the number one opportunity for India and US to come together.
I think that's an incredibly great idea. You think about looking at your mobile phone and you can see the Wi-Fi symbol there, you can see the Bluetooth symbol there, and to consider the development of a ubiquitous symbol that customers can understand across the globe as something that that India and the US could collaborate on in the early days. I think that's pretty neat. Well, thank you very much to all four of you for these great ideas and great insights. I have very bright hopes myself for the convergence of 5G broadcast, ATSC 3.0, and how machine learning is going to help bridge those gaps. But I love the concept of bridging the divides. And I look forward to the next chapter. As Manish pointed out, we're not turning a page. This is a new chapter. So with many thanks to Mr. Seema, Mr. Vempati, Mr. Naik, Mr. Vyash, thank you very much for the panel. And with that, I'd like to close this session. And thank you very much to India Mobile Congress 2020 for the opportunity for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.